see one video.
Wow.
Okay, welcome everybody. I want to talk about WordPress today. This is more of a tutorial on how to update your WordPress website and some little things you should know as an entrepreneur how to do so you don't have to wait around for an hour, 2 days, or maybe even a week for your webmaster to do them for you. So the site you're looking at now is one of my clients, Sonia, who's a life coach. Yay, she's on the line, I think. And one of the things that I see a lot of speakers and authors and coaches not knowing how to do is to add video to the page. So this is her little 5-minute speaker video where she talks, has a little snippet of her at an event and getting that on her speaker page. Most people know how to put some content on a page, and if you don't, we're going to show you how to do that too. What I'm not going to show you about in this video is how to do these opt-in boxes, because this is more intricate and you need to hire someone to do this. Frankly, I don't know how to tell you how to do this. Or even the side column. If you have a website with a side column like this, some of these things are pretty easy to plug in, but I'm not going to show you how to do this because this kind of formatting, which I think is called the shell. So the top of your site and the side column, if you have that format, and even the footer is more of the shell, the look and feel of your site, the background and stuff. But these pages, these are things you want to be able to add new pages and change your pages on a regular basis pretty easily and quickly, so you don't have to pay somebody if you can. Now, granted, if you have a whole lot of pages to add, you might want to delegate that because that's a lot to do and spend time on, but we're talking about quick little things. So one of the things we want to do is we want to get a website, an opt-in page up, and a thank you page for someone that's doing a telesummit. So we're going to go over to Grace. Now, this is Grace's old website. Her new one's being built right now, which is beautiful and awesome and colorful, but it's not ready yet. And I also don't have the login to this yet, so to be able to build this page over here. But know that this is going to be her new site. But for the meantime, we're going to go over here to do stuff because this is the one I have a login for. So all we have to do is to add a page. So we're going to start off with adding a page. We're going to add the thank you page first here because I have to put a video on this page. So I want to add the thank you page first because it might require a little bit more finessing to get the opt-in page done. But technically, let me show you what an opt-in page might look like first. So if someone came over, we'll just say it's on Sonia's page. So if Sonia was a guest on a telesummit or a radio show or a podcast, and she wants you to come to her site to get her free thing, obviously her free thing's on every page of her website, but some of these new websites don't have the free thing, like mine, even depending on which page you land on. This is my new site. Sometimes the free gift is right there, but what we want to send them to is maybe one of our specialty trainings. So when I'm on a teleclass or a summit or something like that, I might want to send them straight to my maybe my Jumpstart Yourself as a Speaker audio training. So I might want to send them straight to a landing page like this where they can just enter their name and email. So we're going to create that later for Grace, but for right now, we're going to create the thank you page. So once you opt in, you actually get to a page where they can actually get the audio. Now, hers is a free video that she's doing, but this is the thank you page where they can get the audio, and then actually there's a call to action at the bottom to buy the next thing. So we're going to get started with that on Grace's old site only because that's what I have access to at the moment. Now, these older sites, and it could be just a year ago that you had a template that looked like this, where let's say we're going to add a new page. And so the old sites will look like this in the background. They look kind of like a Word document where you put the title of the page here. So this is going to be a specific telesummit. So telesummit, I'm just going to say telesummit thank you page. Okay. And so that's the name of the page, is what we're going to call it for our purposes. Then because it's an older site, you can pretty much just put the text in here. So right now we're working in the visual side. So that means if we put thank you so much for signing up for my free video training. What's it called, Grace? Are you there? Or did she mute? Free video training, Grace. Oh, it's here. Finding more space in your closet. There we go. Okay. So now I just have to find the page again. Thank you so much for signing up for my free video training. And then you put the title, Finding More Space in Your Closet. So we want to have certain things bigger and bolder. This is where you go to the paragraph here. So the font family is the actual font you're using. You can just use Arial if you don't know what kind of font you're using. If you have a special font you're using on your website, you want to keep it consistent. I want all of this to be actually in my heading 1. So I want it to all be big and bold. Thank you so much for signing up for my free video training, Finding More Space in Your Closet, right? So I might even want to get that and put that centered on the page, right? And then, and you can do that. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more text under there, and it would have been good. So when you're uploading videos to YouTube, so this is her video on YouTube. Let me take you to my videos on YouTube. So this is, I just uploaded a bunch, of course. I could have shown you how to do that, but basically what you do is you just press this little button. So if you're on your regular YouTube channel, here, let me go back to my YouTube channel. If you're on your regular YouTube channel, you may not have a lot of videos yet, right? That's okay. It is good to keep them in playlists. So I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm trying to backtrack so it all makes sense here. But say I just want to upload a new video, whether I'm going to make it live or I'm going to embed it on a web page, you still have to press this little upload button up here in the corner, up by your picture, okay? You press that button, it takes you to this page, which you just have to select files, and then you go look on your desktop for your videos. So I have video tutorial, for example. So I have a tutorial on how to merge mailing labels. I've been doing a lot of tutorials lately because I get tired of trying to remember stuff. So I have it set up to where it will automatically populate all this stuff, and I can't even tell you how to do that. I did that so long ago. So while it's uploading, you have plenty of time. It's not going to go live or do anything until you hit this publish button, okay? So don't worry about it going live just yet. Just get it uploaded. You can have it sit here overnight even if you want to, and if you still haven't pressed the publish button, it's not going anywhere, okay? So, but if you aren't sure if this is going to be a video that you want to be live to the public yet, then immediately just go over here and change it to unlisted. Don't change it to private. That means no one can ever view it, even if you give them the link. I don't know why they even have it private. Now, if you want to schedule it, that's a new thing that I'll, if you're going to schedule these out later for different times, but most of you won't be doing that. So just unlisted is if you don't want people to see it publicly on your page, and public is if you do. So like usually my video tips, when I record a video tip, I'm ready for them to go live right away. And so I will make them public right as I'm uploading. But if I'm sending a recording to a client, for example, it was our client call or a mastermind call or any kind of training where it's going to be paid or something, then I'm going to make it unlisted so that nobody can view it on my YouTube, but I can still find it in my list of videos. Then the 3 things you need to fill out is you need to do the talk title. So you need the title here with keywords, okay? And then you need, I would say, a really long descriptive blurb about this video, what's included, put links with the http:// on all URLs, put bullets, anything and everything, because everything you post here is indexed by Google for SEO, okay? So you can put a lot of stuff right here. can go on and on and on and on and on and on. And you can stretch this out as long as you want, okay? Some of my descriptions are really long. When I do a video tip that I know my assistant is going to take and put on a blog, then I will put a pretty long description in here because she's going to copy and paste that and put it into the blog and then maybe add a couple other things. So that way it makes her job easier to figure out what to put on my blog with the video, because you don't want a blog post with just a video and a title and nothing else, no text. So every single time that you're going to put a video on YouTube, unless it's like a client call where they don't need a description, you wanted to write a full description. So like Grace, you were gone a second ago, but so on your video here, I know that's a horrible screenshot. I'm sorry. Here, I'll do that better. Okay. You want to add to your description, right? Now this is unlisted, so you made it unlisted, which is good. But you still want to, when it goes public, if you go public, or if you were to give this link out to people just randomly, you want to make sure you fill out this description in full, because you want to get them back to your website. Make sure you use the HTTP on links, put why they should hire you, what to do next, everything right in here. So don't ever send somebody a video straight to YouTube without putting a full description in here. Okay, so that's the second thing, the title and then the description. And then we go into these keywords here. Now, you can only put so many keywords or they'll block you. Like I have too many here, I think they always tell me. So I always take out a couple, whatever doesn't fit. So sometimes I'm not talking about a mastermind, so I take that one out. If I'm not talking about an event, I'll take out my conference ones. So these are automatically populated. Unfortunately, you're going to have to put them in every time. I can't remember how to tell you how to automatically populate these every time you do a video. There's probably a tutorial on YouTube to tell you how to do that. One thing that's key, we'll put your name and put your company name and some keywords about what the video is about. But this last one here, it's still a good practice to make up a word and put it as a keyword. Okay, so mine is KK Love KKAT. No one's going to think that. It was my license plate with the word love in the middle. No one's going to know that word. That's not a word, but it is to me. And I know to put it in here. So you guys don't want to use it. You want to make up your own word. And the reason you want to do a word like that is that when you go to your actual page, so when you go to your page, when you go to your page and you click on a video, then because I've used that keyword, a lot of times my videos are down here. Now, it doesn't always work. Right now it's obviously not working, but there are quite a few of my videos in here too. This could also tell me that other people are using my name, right? They could be using my name. So people, if you get a lot of views and they put, so if I wanted to follow on Marie Forleo's page, I would want to put her name in my keywords, and so I could populate in here, right? So you can do that with some of your quote-unquote competitors, as you can put other people's keywords in your keywords. But notice that I have a full description on my videos here, okay? And then occasionally you get a comment, woohoo, you know, but it's not very often. And you can always edit your own videos here and go back to an edit screen where you can edit in this description and add things, and you can grab the link and stuff like that. And then if you wanted to edit your video, this is where I do my editing too. I would go under enhancements up here, and then it automatically starts playing. But if you press the trim button, so enhancements and then trim, you can actually literally, I could cut it here if I wanted to and say done, and then save as new video, and I could save it as a shorter video. So like you were saying on your video, Grace, at the end of it, right now you've talked to them about being in the telesummit, right? So
no, I didn't mention the telesummit until the end.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So at the end, you mentioned the telesummit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what you would do is you would go into your edit button and you would you would go into your edit and you would crop off that ending and you would save it as a new video. So you'd have one with the ending for the telesummit, one without the ending for the telesummit. And then the only thing I don't know how to do, honestly, is how to add a separate ending onto that video. So you would have to find a video editor. There might be a way to do it in here, but I don't know how to do that to show you. So if you have two pieces of video and you need to put them together, I don't know how to do that.
You can do it in the QuickTime Player.
Perfect. Then great. So QuickTime Player, that is awesome. Okay.
Who sees the description?
Everybody sees the description if it's public. And so here, we'll go here. So this is a public video. Yeah, this is a public video. So everybody can see the description. This is how it shows up, however, on the page. Notice my link is in the beginning, and then I have the description, because they only see 2 lines of video here, okay? Now keep in mind that this video probably also went to my Facebook today. Yeah, it did. Or no, it didn't. Oh, yeah, I had an accent.
Oh, those are older ones.
Yeah, it might have gone to my Jumpstart. Let's see. It may not be so quick because I did that yesterday. But it should be. Oh, maybe it's just, it was yesterday, so maybe it's down farther. There's a lot of posts. Anyways, that's not quite as important as what we're talking about here. Since I'm here. Well, here's another one. So this one this is her putting it on my blog. So once I do a video, she will take the video and she will put it into a blog post, my assistant. Okay, so she basically pulls my content from my description and then she'll embed the video in here. Okay, so that's just more about videos. That's a blog post that you're looking at here. All right, so we're gonna go back, but any questions about what we were just showing you on YouTube? We're gonna go back to now what to do with Grace's video, right? No? Okay. All right. So thank you so much for signing up for my free video training, finding more space in your closet. Watch the video for my tips, and then let me know if you want to have a conversation about this and if or how I can help you in your own closets for home or office, right? So that might be something that you write, and we don't want to do that. We might want to do this. I might want to make it a little bit bigger than just the regular paragraph. So if it's just regular text, it's going to be the small text, your regular font on your website. If you want it a little bit bigger, but not as big as the regular heading, we want to use like heading 3 or heading 4, and it makes it a little bit bigger and bold. Okay. And in some websites, especially if you have a style guide in your website. So meaning you have the headline here is one color, and then these are all conditioned to be different colors. That's usually set up in the beginning by your webmaster if it's set up at all. So otherwise they'll just be black, and we could actually make this a different color by doing this and picking a color, right? So let's see, we'll pick a pretty green, right? So we'll pick a green color. Okay, so then what we want to do to embed the video is we want the video in here, but we want it in the middle. Now, so what we're looking at here is what's called the visual side of the template. Okay, now this again is the older version of WordPress, and I'll show you the new version in a minute, which is what I have. So there's a couple different themes. Some themes will still show you this format. So we're in the visual format. In order to embed the video, though, we need to put it in the text version. So it looks like this. It looks like gobbledygook, right? This is called HTML. So we go up to the video and we press the share button here in the middle. It could be anybody's video, frankly, but you should really only share your own. Now, this gives me a link here. That's the link to the video, but we don't want to put the link. We want the embed copy. So I need the embed copy. And they just changed this. So it looks like this is the embed copy. Okay. And so I'm going to copy the embed copy and show video, show player, show suggested, start at, da, 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 da. Okay, so we don't need that. So now I'm going to go back to the web page and I'm going to put this in here. Actually, so I'm just going to put the embed copy in the bottom because right now there's nothing else on here. So now I take it to the visual and I didn't make it centered because I wanted to center it now. So now I'm going to center this. Center. All right, hold on. I want it centered. So I'm going to center it first. I'm going to go back into the text. This might be a little confusing because you literally have to know the code a little bit in order to know where to put it. So you probably won't be able to center it easily yourself. Just an FYI, but your webmaster can if it's a real big issue. And so now I'm going to go back to visual and now it's in the center. Okay. And then what you might want to do after that is you might want to have another call to action. So we might actually create a button. So let me show you how to create a button really quick because I'm going to go to cooltext.com, COOLTEXT.com, cooltext.com. And I'm going to go create a fun little button. I want it to look like a button. Let's see. There's one I always use and I can't find it. I'm losing my mind. Of course, when I don't want to be here forever, it's don't get bright, shiny object with these things and use all kinds of funky stuff. Use something standard, please, or you'll look silly because you'll have a bunch of weird stuff on your website. All right, we're just going to use this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the text. So what would we want to say? So we want to click here to schedule a consult. That sound good, Grace? She went away. Okay, we're going to pick a different font because that font is horrible.
That sounds great.
Okay, good. So we're just going to pick a different font. So you could change the font. And then you can go into the logo. We're going to change the colors because that's not really her colors. I want a green of some sort, but I don't want that green. I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to, if you know your color codes, this is where you put them in. Okay, your color codes are usually done by your designer. But for the purposes here, we are going to just keep it simple. I'm just going to make it up as I go along here. All right, so end color. I want a yellow. Paste. So I know her new website is yellow teal. I think we should make it teal. Whoops, where did I go? So let's, instead of this green, we want kind of a teal color. So we know her colors, but I don't have time to go get them. Okay, so we've got a yellow background with a click here to schedule consult. It does have some kind of like a little weird alignment, so we're gonna say center, And let's see, I'm gonna go back to here, make sure everything's right. Okay, so now I can just create logo and I can download. And I could save this and I'll just say free consult so I can find it later. And it's downloading. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add media. I'm going to select my file, goes to my computer, and it's going to go look for the free, what did I call it? Free consult? Here it is, free consult. And then you want to align it. So I want it centered, center alignment, medium maybe. I might put it full size and see. And then I'm going to insert it into the page. Click here to schedule a consult. Very simple page, right? Now I want to link that button. So this is now an image, okay? So I want to link this to, I want to edit the link. I want to link it to, I don't want to do that. You just have to click on it to get it, there we go, to capture the actual image. And then you go up to the link button here, insert link. And I want to link it to her contact page. So her current contact page. Oh, it's forcing me to do this. Okay. Where, oh, link to, sorry. Link to custom URL. So we need to go find the page. So we're gonna, her regular page is here. And the contact page still works. Grace, you might test this to make sure it still works. This page. If you're there, or somebody, if someone can test her.
How do I test it?
Go to it and fill it out and make sure it works.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, we want to send them to a different space. So right now, this is the fastest thing for you. So now this button links to that contact page. So now, in addition to doing this, so if that's all you wanted to put on the page, you can, okay? You could put more text and stuff too, but we're just trying to get something done quickly for this telesummit that she's a part of right now, okay? Now, I would save draft. Of course, I should have done that a little while ago. Now, the URL it made is telesummit-thank-you. So you can edit that, and you can give the person a link. So if it's, yeah, I mean, we can leave it like that, and you can give this link to the people that are doing your telesummit. We need to publish this, though. It's not going to do anything or go anywhere. It shouldn't go on your main thing. So if it's published now, it's a live page. That means, let's see. So now we can go look at it. So view page. So now it looks horrible on this layout because we didn't get rid of the column. So hold on. So let me go edit. Always good to look at your pages. So now what we want to do, please tell me that there's a way to change your template. Okay. All right. Post image. Horizontal position. No, we don't want any of that. This is where your SEO goes. But what I really wanted to do was get rid of the side column. Oh, no sidebars. Okay, so I did it over here, but usually there's something on the bottom of your page that tells you whether you can pull that or not. So let's just see if that worked. That's much better, right? At least it's something that's a lot more professional looking. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
So does it play?
How many of you would like?
Yep. Does it link? Yes. Okay, now what it doesn't need to do, it needs to open up in a new window. So this does not open up in a new window. It just replaced the page. So we want to change that. So when you're in your edit mode, you want to go here and you want to edit and you want to make sure it opens up in a new window. Here it is, open link in new tab. Okay, so we want to make sure that happens. Now, actually, another thing we can, well, I like the size of it on that page now. Let's see. What else you might put down here is testimonials and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So did you guys figure out how to do that, how I got no side column? Notice how I did that? Right now, all her pages are very skinny. They have 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. This is a pretty old template. And so most people's navigation is across the top now. And so usually you see 2 columns sometimes, kind of like Sonia's had. Sonia had 2 columns, 1 and 2. But she has, I think she has pages where it's just 1 and no side column. I don't know if she does or not. Okay. Anywho. All right, so now this page, obviously you could do more with it, but for a quickie page, I mean, it took us a while to do it because I'm all over the board with teaching you different things as we're going, but literally this could have taken 10 minutes or less, right? Seriously. And so we've updated this. So you have the URL. If you go view page, make sure you grab this URL. So Grace, this isn't necessarily the link you want to give to the Telesummit people because we don't have an opt-in in front of it. Now we can go and create an opt-in. Let me just, one thing you want to do is because this shows up on the page. I hate it when these things show up. When the titles show up on the page, there's a plugin that it's called Title Toggle, and I like it because you can actually turn off the title. And I want to just see if it's on here. I don't think it is. Maybe title disable in this post. No, you do want to fill out the SEO stuff though. So we've got, unfortunately, 2 SEO things in the back here. So this is a little bit more complicated. You just kind of have to pick one and do the title tags and the meta descriptions and the keywords, kind of like we did on the YouTube video. It would be a very similar thing, except the description is only like 150 characters. So it's shorter, but you want to fill out your SEO so that you have good SEO. All right. So, but now this page, I changed the wording. So the title shows here, thank you, Telesummit sign up. I just hate it when pages say that. I want my headline to be the first thing they see. So I always try to take this title off, okay? But right now we can't do that with this particular site. All right, questions on that?
It's just something I'll have to review. There's so much.
But
yeah.
This is basic. This is pretty basic. But yeah, if you can do this, think of how fast you can create a page for somebody to go to right on your website.
Right.
And a lot of different platforms look like this in the background. Now if you have a newer one, or like Grace's site's going to be, like her new site is going to be on a new platform.
What's it going to be on?
Well, it's going to be on a platform kind of like mine. So if you went to go edit this homepage of mine with all these different sections and colors and moving pieces,
yeah,
the back of it actually looks. Don't freak out, you guys. But this is what the back of it looks like. Hold on.
I think that's the way mine is.
So mine is my theme is called Pro Styler. A lot of themes like this, a lot of sites like this are built on the Divi theme, D-I-V-I. So if your site's built on Divi or Pro Styler or something similar, you might have these sections with different elements inside and different rows. So you have what's called a section, an element, and a row. And
Yeah,
then
I think mine's Divi.
Yeah. So the good thing about this is you can literally not be a web designer and do so much stuff. Like I know how to do all this stuff now. It's actually very easy to create sections. So if you look at my, so I would have never known how to do these 4 boxes next to each other ever, like on the back end of like the Grace's site, because you would have had to put tables in there and it would have been all kinds of different HTML code. And now it's super simple because they're right here, block, 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 block. They're just, you just have a 4-column row in your back end and you add an image. And then, so I've added an image in here. And I've uploaded the image, it just from my back end. So they're all in my back end now, but I originally just did the upload kind of like the old, right? And you could literally just upload any image into this area, tell it what size you want it, full size, medium, thumbnail. And then if you want it to be linked to a URL, another web page or whatever, you put the link in here and then open in new tab, new window, right? We want a new tab. And then you can, and then you save it and it shows you the preview even. So literally, I mean, it's so quick and easy to do this. But initially when I looked at the back end of this template builder, I was like freaking out because I'm used to the back end of these sites, right? I was used to this kind of thing. I'm like, oh, I can just type in like a Word document. No. So I did freak out a little bit in the beginning, but I'm getting used to it. The thing that's a little bit more difficult is if you are editing a bigger portion. Like notice how there's white space up here and there's white space down here, and there's not, and these things aren't just so really close together. So this whole white area is called the section. So if I go to that section here and I edit the whole section, then it shows me that I have, it shows me the whole section, okay? And so you can literally set up the whole section of the background color that you want, the border, if you want padding and all that kind of stuff. And padding is the spacing. So padding is the spacing. I don't know that I want to get too much into all of this because not all of you have that. So if I'm going into the back end of these, then there is padding. See, on the top of all these boxes is a 10 pixel space. On the right is 20, on the bottom is 10. So this is the spacing around the boxes. So that took me a while to understand how to do that. But I do a lot more on my websites than I expect you to do. Okay, I don't expect you to do and build all these different pages, but I've gotten really good at it. So for now, all you really need to do is figure out. So now we're back on Grace's site, and she's got thank you telesummit sign up. So she's got a few thank yous pages here, but this is the one we just did, right? And so it's in the back end here. And so what we really need though is an opt-in page, right? So it would be nice so now we have to create an opt-in, and that's where you go over to your shopping cart and you create a form in there, or your MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever you're using to capture and create the opt-in page. That I'm trying to find a simple one here. Nope. But this is the back end of shopping cart. And where you would create a form is under email marketing, under web forms, and you could literally, oh, I got locked out. I would create your opt-in right now, Grace, but I don't know if I have your stuff and I don't want to say it over the phone, but if you can go into, I just want to get back in. Oh, I can't get back into that without showing you guys. Okay. But like this form here was created in my shopping cart area. You can create a very similar form in many different web form areas, sometimes MailChimp, sometimes Constant Contact, definitely one shopping cart. And you can put whatever questions you want, check boxes, and then have a sign up form. And then you take the code, kind of like you did with the video, you take the embed code, right? And you take the embed code here from the video. You would take the embed code from the form, oh my God, I have too many pages open. Oh, you would take the embed code from the shopping cart after you create the form, and you would put that on the web page instead of, say, the video in the text version of the web page. Does that make sense? Anybody have a problem with that?
Yeah, I've lost you. I'm going to need to drop off.
Okay. So,
Good night.
okay. Good night, Sandy. All right.
Thank you, Katrina.
You're welcome. So let's see. I was logged in to Lisa's. Oh, I was logged into Sandy's. And you wanted to change, I wanted to change her date. Her events page. So this is Sandy's. And she wanted to change her date. Darn it. She just left. But I'm going to edit it anyways. Let me look at the back end of her page. No, it's not working. Oh, goody. Okay, we're going to go into the back end of Sandy's page. I'll have to tell her. Her site takes forever to come up, it looks like. Come on. Give me the dashboard. Give me the event page. Give me the edit page. Yeah, she's in Divi. No one's hanging out with me anymore except Barb. Hi, Barb.
Hi.
Oh, goodness. I can't get to these pages. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So, Sandy, hopefully your web person hasn't built this. Sometimes web people build websites on, say, Dreamweaver or some other design format, and then they plop them into your site. And so they're not really, you can't really go in and make a bunch of changes. I hope, gosh, that's not happening here, because for some reason I can't get to your, I can't get to your dashboard. I can't get to your pages. And I don't know why. So it could be that the login you have is also only for, it's not the full login. Like, so it could be that that's the problem. So I'm going to exit out of yours. Oh, wait, here's your dashboard. Let me see. That's weird. Okay, so here's the pages. Let's go to your event. And we're gonna edit. So this, she's in the Divi builder. It really is helpful when you have these texts and divider sections and images that you actually name them. So for example, her event page, so it's probably her headline, and then her bullet text, and then her middle text. So I really want to change this middle text. So I have to figure out where that is. Registration form. So is it get the answers? Okay, so it's below get the answers. So get the answers, it's below that. So in here is probably, sure, within 1 week of the next event. Okay, I'm just trying to make it more evergreen for her. So you save and exit here. Let's see, so let's look up here, get the answers to the questions. So it does look like the Word document in this new format. You just have to get to the right section. So get relationship ready workshop. Next workshop date in November 2017 to be announced soon. I'm just making that up because I'm pretty sure that's what she said. So that's just how to make a quick little change to your site. I don't think there's anything else on your site that needs changing. There's a date there, there's a date there. So this is what happens when you have a date specific page. You want to make sure that you keep it updated. So I know she wants to do another one before the end of the year. It's just I don't know the date. So we're going to update this page. And so don't be scared off by this new builder. I think it makes websites a lot easier to build, to add sections. What I like about it is you can add a picture next to content. You can center stuff pretty easily. Notice that the centered text, she didn't really do it correctly, but this, well, I don't know that she did it correctly. There's one way to do it is to actually put it in the center here. But the other way to do it is actually to have like 3 rows across and have this one be a certain length and then these be spaces. So like I can put a section with, this is really easy. So you see, you just add like an email opt-in in here if I want to, title and button. It's so easy to add sections, insert a module. Okay, what else do I want to add? I want to add a button, and then it asks you what you want in the text, the URL, where do you want it to go, and then the design-wise, you go and you color it. What color do you want it, right? What style? So it's super easy to add sections into your website with this kind of a format. So I'm going to delete that. All right, so we played around on her website. One thing to note when you're in the back of your website, always update your plugins. Make sure your plugins are really up to date. So you don't want to leave stuff. Now, if it's not activated yet, you want to activate it. But if it's something that you really need, like she has Backup Buddy in here. Hopefully she has another backup service. You want to make sure you have a backup. She doesn't have a backup. So like she needs to activate her Backup Buddy in here. You always want some kind of backup service. And the anti-spam is good. This Akismet is really good, but you have to go through a few steps to get it activated. But those 2 things are really good to have. So we're going to update her other stuff, the DB Builder and the other stuff that's already activated. And it really doesn't take that long at all, as you can see. Updated, updated. Updated and updated. There we go. So those are all done. This one actually needs to be activated. So keep these up to date. It's really important to keep less spammers coming into your website. All right. Any questions on the back end of this kind of site? I know we don't have a lot of you live, but let me show you a couple of things. There's probably a couple. Let me show you how to do a blog post. So here's a blog. Let's see. So if you're gonna do a blog post, you always want to go to your dashboard. One thing people get confused sometimes is they create a page instead of a post, or a post instead of a page. A page is all the pages on your website. The posts are only the blog posts. So these are all blog posts that are on your blog. Okay. So if I go to my blog, in the front end, these are all my recent blog posts, and I like the way mine are set up with the little image and a title. Sometimes you see them horizontally across, sometimes it's on top. The new themes tend to have them kind of stacked like this. The old themes have them horizontal, but either way, it's good to have an image to attract attention. Again, these images here were created on Canva. So, and that's not, again, I haven't told you that, but these images here were created on Canva, which is another great resource, canva.com, canva.com. it's super easy to create a blog post, an image like that for social media or your blog or your website. So right now I don't have anything pending. They're all published, it looks like. And so I know my assistant is getting ready to post one. So we'll just, what I usually do on a blog post is we usually clone. So we want to make sure you have a cloning feature in here, because you don't want to recreate the wheel. Like if I have this recent blog post here, and this one was more of an article, right? But it has my full signature line. It has some PSs on the bottom with my call to action and stuff. I don't really want to recreate the wheel and try to type in all this stuff again. So I want to clone it just so that I can have this on the page, this bottom stuff, and then just change the top, okay? Same thing goes if I have a video. If I have a video, this one's video, I think. So if I have a video, I want to clone it. So all I have to do, I can keep this call to action, and I can keep my signature line the same. And all I have to do is embed the video, add the description from my YouTube, and add an image to the thing and a title, and I'm almost done with my blog post. So it's that simple. So if I'm going to do an article, for example, I'm going to clone an article template, and then it comes up as a draft, and I'm going to edit it. And it'll open up as an edit. And then I'm going to change the title here, and I'm going to do testing blog post title here, right? And right now it's set up in that DV format, right? So I am going to go in here, and I might open up a Word document of something. Let's see. I gotta move you guys. We'll say this is one of my other clients' stuff that has to go on a web page. Say I'm just going to do this, and I want to copy this. It's probably not going to copy well in here, but from a flyer, but I'm going to try it anyways. So I need to move this up. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to paste in her copy and change it out. So find your adventure, catapult your wealth in a weekend. So I want that to be my header. Sometimes these things don't work, and I don't know why, but it's frustrating. Okay, so if this was going to be my blog post, for example, now it doesn't have the picture in here. So a couple different ways to do it is either I'm going to have to insert media and upload a picture. Let's just say that's her, and I want to right adjust it. And so I wanted to put her picture in there, right? Then that's gonna, it looks pretty funny right now in the back end here, but you could save that. And then, oops, I didn't change the initial question. Text, testing, blog. Okay. And then this is the closing. So one smart thing my assistant did was she put the stuff we want to clone in one box. So she doesn't usually have to change this. Okay. And then, so this doesn't even have to change. So notice that this whole bottom closing doesn't even have to change. All she has to change is this one box. So now we're going to save post. We're going to, ideally you want to do the search engine optimization here. So you press on this and it opens up, and you'd put the title. Okay, then you'd put, this is the URL, and you'd put the meta description. Now I got to change the URL because we're just going to do testing-blog. And so you can change the URL. When you clone a post, you have to change the URL. Same thing if you clone a a web page. So I've edited that. I'm going to need to save it again, but let's just pretend I've already changed all the SEO over here. Over here, you want to pick categories. So category is like a filing cabinet. So if I'm talking about, say, a live event or a retreat and an invitation to come, maybe I'd call it marketing training. Maybe I'd call it appearances. You can make up your own categories if you want. I've been doing this a long time. I might want to put it under live event, something like that. Live event. And then my tags are the keywords. So if you want to attract more clients, I don't know if I want business coaching, but it's a business event. It's not technology. It's business training. It's coaching. It's fear of technology. No. Free gifts. Nope, it's not free. Jumpstart gift. Motivation. Motivation, sales. Hers is about money. So I might put money mindset. I might put money coaching. I might put women's retreat. I might put Sacramento, Roseville. I know it's going to be in Colfax, for example. So I might just add all those in. So they're keywords under the categories. You don't really want more than 3 categories, and you can put more tags if you want to. And then you want a featured image. So if I'm talking about, say it's a logo for an event, or it's a specific event, maybe this is my logo for my retreat right here, okay? And I want it to be the featured image then. So this is what's going to show up on the blog posts and stuff. So if I'm going to save this post, I'm going to also publish it. So with this theme, there's 2 places to save. Save post and publish or update. Oops, I don't really want to publish this. This is going to go live. Whoops. So I'm going to quickly show you and then delete it. So this is kind of what it looks like right now. It looks a little like gobbledygook, but the bottom, this looks good. This is the wrong picture. That's a really huge, this is the way the template does it right now. So the featured image goes up on top. So you don't have to have a featured image, but that's what shows up on the blog page is your featured image right here. So if you don't put a featured image, there won't be an image, right? Which is not good. So you want a featured image. So now I have to go delete that because it just went viral. Okay. And faster, faster. Oops. So then I want to move to trash. Move to trash. Okay. There. Now we're back to the post page. So you can edit any post here. So this is where you do posts. And this is where you do your pages. So these are the pages of the, the about page, the affiliate, the blog, the contact, all your regular pages of your event. And so that's the difference between pages and posts. And really, you only need to know about how to create a new page. You can create new here, but it's fun to just clone one. So if I wanted a page to look like my about page, for example, if I wanted to create a new page and I wanted one with some different backgrounds in it already, so I didn't have to recreate the wheel and all I was going to do was change the text in the middle, I might want to just clone this page, right? So I might want to clone my about page and create and add new content. So I could do that pretty easily, and I would just go in and edit and faster. So again, change the title. First thing you want to do when you clone a page or a post is you immediately want to change the title. You want to change the URL, okay? And then you want to save or change the text. Obviously, save it as you go in case something happens. Save it as you go. But then don't forget to go down and change the SEO, because right now it's SEO'd for the old page. And so it says about Katrina. So if you create a new page and you forget to change the SEO, that's not going to be helpful, right? And change the featured image. Change the featured image, the SEO, you can tell if the SEO has been done good, if it's green light. Sometimes you get a red light or a yellow light here, okay? And it'll always tell you what you need to do. So you've used this focus keyword 2 times before. It's not a good idea to read this. So it tells you things you can do to improve your search engine optimization if you're using this one, which is Yoast. So Yoast SEO is one plugin. There's also all-in-one SEO, and there's maybe some more, but those are the main 2. So now just be careful not to change some of these sections, like this testimonial and the community pick is the stuff on the bottom that I don't want. And this what people say graphic, I don't want to change any of this because I want this on the bottom of every one of my pages. I want this it's right here. So it's this yellow area. So I don't want to change that. I don't want to move this. I don't want to change the footer. In fact, I probably if I'm going to create a different page, I'm going to get rid of some of these videos. So I might just delete that whole section. And I might want to leave the quiz stuff in here, right? I also might want to put a testimonial. I want to just change testimonials in here, right? Or something like that. So you can do whatever you want on some of these pages. All right. I could go on and on and on and on and on, but I think, remind me, Barb, if there's something that you're trying to do that I didn't cover.
Yes. How to change what's on your tabs on your
the menu. Okay. Yeah. So okay, I actually need to do that for somebody. Let's see if I have her site up. All right, so this is another client of mine. We just revamped some of her stuff on her page. So right now she has these navigation links up here. She needs a product and she needs a services page link up here. So I'm going to go into her menu. So you can just go to here, and then if you go up to here, you can go to your dashboard and find it, or it's usually in this little drop down, and you can go straight to menus. So what I want to do is I want to put press release under Sally and under speaker. So I can put it in the navigation twice in a drop down under each one of those. I also want to put, I want to change about Sally Domingo to just about us, because I want to make room for 2 other navigation links in here. So I'm going to go do that. So menus. And then you get to the menu. Usually there's just one. So select a menu to edit. So there might be 2. Sometimes you have a footer. Okay, so sometimes you have a menu on the top, sometimes you have it on the bottom. So this is her top menu right now, right? And so I want to put the press release. So this is just a drag and drop system. I can move these anywhere I want. So I want to put it under speaker. And then I also want to, so this is the view all. So you view all the pages here. Okay. And I want to find that press release again. I don't know if it'll let me do it or not. Most recent purchase, no. Registration. But where's the book, Sally? About Sally. Speaker resources. There's more pages I want to add, but I don't think there's a lot on her thing. So I just moved the press release from, actually I think I'll put it under about, since I can only put it in here once. So I moved it in the drop down, so I indented it. If I didn't want to indent it, I would put it here. If I want to indent it under as a drop down on something, I would put it under just indented. And then you can even indent other things underneath that. So if you really want a double drop down, you do that. You just indent, but I don't want that. I want speaker in that. So then I want to change what it says. So right now you're seeing what it says on the actual website. So I want it to say about I don't want it to say about Sally Domingo. Okay, so I just did that. So now I'm going to save the menu. And now I can open up her site. And now it's changed. So it says about, it has speaker, and the about has a drop down to press release. That's a weird drop down, but yeah. So now there's about, that's where the press release is. So now I have room to add services, and if I want a testimonial page, I might put a testimonial page in there and that kind of thing.
How do you delete something from up there?
So to delete, oops, here it is. Nope, it was right here. So delete it, you just go in and you remove the big red button right there. So you open up the tab that you have here, and so under about is all this information, and you just hit remove.
Okay, thank you.
And you can always add it back in because they're all over here. So these are all your pages, view all. You can always add it back in. So you can just click, I want to book Sally at your next event, add to menu. You click the one you want to add, book Sally, add to menu. It actually adds it to the bottom of the list. So book Sally at your next event is here. So if I want to change book Sally, right? Book Sally, I want to change that. I actually want it under speaker, let's just say. Okay, so under speaker. And then let's just see what that does. You refresh your screen. And now book Sally. There might not be anything on this page. Oh, look, there is. Speaking topics. Perfect. Is that her same thing? All right, well, it's the same kind of content, but why not have it there too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take it off though, because I didn't really get her permission to do that. So I can just remove it really quick. And save menu.
And so if you wanted to move the blog up, you just drag it?
You could, but I always recommend the blog.
Yeah.
Contact is last usually. Usually it's blog and then contact, yeah. Yep. Anything else?
And
Yeah.
hers, do comments show?
Right now, no, there's no comments on the page. This is her blog. If you're talking about on a regular page.
Well, on a blog, I guess.
Okay, so that's in the blog post itself. Let's see. So she has comments off. Okay, exit. Get me out of there.
And what this that you're seeing right there, that box with get your free, where would that have come from?
That's a pop-up. For her site, that's a great question. For my site, I can do it on any page because in ClickFunnels. On WordPress, you can't really do that. You actually have to have a plugin for pop-ups.
Okay.
Okay. And I haven't done that myself to show you. But like, where did I just add a plugin or a pop-up? I added it to one of my new pages. So this is the back end of ClickFunnels. Not that you want to go there. It's very complicated. And okay. Like when I'm editing here's a new program that I'm doing my 2-hour masterclass that I forgot to tell you guys about. Now, if I try to exit out of this page, see what it does? It pops a pop-up on me, only because I tried to exit, right?
Right.
I got my freebies. So this is not to get an opt-in. It's actually to take them to my new free gift page, my free trainings page on my website.
Aha.
But I love this format because, so to edit these pages, it's kind of like the DV theme. So this is the page here. These are different sections. So this is a row is in green, or a section, I'm sorry. A section is in green, kind of like DV. This is a row and then an element. So a row is in blue and an element is in orange. So I can, so when you're editing this, I can add an element. So I could add literally something right below that. I could add a video right here if I wanted to. And then I would just edit it and tell it what the YouTube link embed code is right here. And it would embed the YouTube video right there. This is an image. So all I did was I created an image on Canva. This was on Canva. And I just told it to put that image there. And it added this image here. So I really like the template builder here. And they're easy to delete stuff. But this is a pretty big investment and it took forever to link up. But the thing about the pop-ups is you can actually create a pop-up in here. So I could literally have an opt-in box here if I wanted to. I could put navigation, input sections. So you'd put which input sections you want. So I could copy this and do a bunch of these. And then you can change it from email to phone. So you could put name, and then you could put phone, and you could, all the different things. I could easily create an opt-in box. So if only Grace had this, then we could easily put a pop-up box. I mean, this is why you gotta maybe update in technology every once in a while, because there's so many cool things that you can do now.
Yeah.
And, so I'm gonna exit out of here. Changes, leave. I don't want to make changes. Okay. But it's taken me a while to really understand this whole thing. All right, we're talking about WordPress. So we changed Sandy's date here. I can't think of anything else that you guys kind of need to know at the moment. Those are kind of the big things. The only thing else you might need to know is how to create these boxes. I know you know how to do it, and it depends on your system. So all of you might have different systems watching this. You might have iContact or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft, or maybe you don't have any of those things. MailChimp, Constant Contact, One Shopping Cart. All of them can allow you to put forms on here pretty much, or at least put a button where someone can click the button like we did on Grace's site.
Okay.
So, yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right. Whew.
All
right.
right.
That was a lot longer than I was planning, but it's all good. So
yes, it is.
All right. Any more questions? Let me know. Email me, and have a good night, everybody. This is Katrina Sawa, sleepy and tired and ready to go. Bye. Bye.